Have you discovered the steps for crafting that armor? Duma has been giving me the looks. I'm afraid she has realized that I've forgotten one of the most important crafting recipes. That is good news indeed. If I don't get started soon, I'll never be done in time. Dryad armor is tricky stuff to make on a forge. Quietly now. Tell me what the tome said. Oh dear. Please hurry. Have you discovered the steps for crafting that armor? That is good news indeed. If I don't get started soon, I'll never be done in time. Dryad armor is tricky stuff to make on a forge. Quietly now. Tell me what the tome said. That rings true. Please wait a moment while I make the armor. Excuse me, Craftmistress Sen. The Dryad armor is completed, just as you requested.
This is indeed fine work, Telenu. Excellent. You may keep that suit for yourself as a reward for a job well done.
My thanks. Craftmistress Sen seemed almost happy with my work for once, and it's thanks to your sleuthing. Please, take this armor as a gift for your assistance.
Plague victims are not welcome here. I'll sell you whatever you want, but hurry up and get out.
by my mother's mother. Not even my tonics can treat your infection. Buy what you will, but keep away.
Welcome to Bernard's Odds and Ends Traveling Emporium. I made it to the safety of Ireland's terraces just before the Morden attacked, and will be staying until they leave, so take your time browsing my fine assortment of goods. I carry many special reagents, all of which Enchantress Lumilla can use in enchanting your equipment.
Well, stranger, it seems that you have been granted your freedom. You may pass. What? Why would you want... Zyria, have mercy. Yes, the shrine is at the top of the ridge. Go now, and you may take any supplies you need. Just go quickly.
It's you. How can it be? Then the cure works. How did it feel when you drank the waters? How did they taste? Then you are immune. The elven waters have transformed you against all hope. And you saved us as well. There are so many dryads in the exile colony. Tell me it is not so. Dozens of infected sisters are living in exile. That will not be fast enough to save the infected. Oh, to come so close to the cure only to have it snatched away. Fate is cruel this day. Then you must share that water with the exile colony. The exiles never lifted a finger against you. They need you now. Imagine their suffering. You won't just stand by and let them die, will you? But both destinations lie on the same road. To leave this island, you must take the portal on the far side. Leave by the south gate, then go into the southern jungle to the exile colony. Continue on to the Kithraya caverns and through them. Perhaps I could accompany you as a guide. I understand. If you change your mind, I will be here in town. Please do not forget about the exiles.
You may have traveled far, but I will wager you have not encountered the kind of terrible beasts that I have dealt with.
I have heard a tale or two in my time and can recite many stories of old. I am full of years, but my memory is still youthful. The Haku have always been troublesome. Occasionally they steal our food and throw rocks at our children. And one time they even set fire to Irulan, although that may have been accidental. Mostly, they keep to the deep jungle and play their drums in the bowels of the darkest caves. Lately, they have become more bloodthirsty and have begun openly attacking our outposts. They never had the courage to do this before. I think that someone is goading them into it. The island is quite large and completely covered by jungle. There are many caves, most inhabited by various dangerous creatures. There is a much larger land to the northeast where the elves and humans live. They call it Arana. Greyland's trees give us nuts and fruit, and its rivers give us water. We were happy and content here until Valdis and his armies came to harass us. We Dryads have lived on this island for many generations. The elves tell us that we were created during an ancient magical storm of sorts long ago. I do not know if that is true, but they also tell us that much of the mainland is a desert. We must live among the trees, so perhaps our mystical friends are correct. My sister Dryads trade with the elves and men. Our carvings and weavings are in demand, and we receive in return objects of metal and magical texts. Of late, they have been teaching us smithing, a dangerous art for those who live in a city of trees. Irulan was built in the time of my mother's mother. Before that, our people lived among the ancient ruins in the jungle. Something was causing the jungle creatures to become more dangerous, so we sought to build homes in the trees where we could be safe. Our first attempts were disastrous, but soon the elves came to us and offered their help. We chose this location because it is near a sacred water source, and it is near the Temple of the Coast, which the elves say is important. The temple was built long ago to hold an ancient artifact of great power. The elves have an artifact that is much like it. We tried our best to protect it, but Valdis was too strong for us. It is in his possession now. Elven scholars used to come to our island in great numbers to study the ruins. They believed they were built by an elven tribe that lived on Greyland long ago. Of course, now that no one can go into the jungle without an armed escort, many of them have stopped coming. A few of them didn't want us to use catapults against the Morden armies because we might hit something important in the shrine. I told them that my city and my people are more important than a pile of mossy rocks stacked by some long-forgotten elf. They were very upset when Valdis destroyed the Temple of the Coast, but I reminded them that if they had lent a few more soldiers to help defend it, the tragedy might not have happened. The elves seem to be more concerned with the past than the present. A Scath once came to Irulan. He wore a strange golden helm, but I could see his beady eyes within. He wanted to inspect the artifact in the Temple of the Coast to see if it was genuine. When I told him we didn't even know what it was, he said, "It is better so." I took him to see it. The instant he laid eyes upon it, his fur stood all on end. It looked rather funny. "This is not what I was looking for," he said. "This object is far more powerful than that I am seeking. Guard it well and keep it a secret, for if those with power hear that you have it, your fate will be a dark one." He went back to the mainland soon after that. I wonder what he was looking for. The elves tell us that Arana is many times larger than Greyland, and that the whole continent is a wasteland except for the forests they inhabit. The Azunite Desert is the part of Arana that is closest to Greyland, and it is a dusty place of thorns and rocks. Our human friends come from there. The humans tell us that it was once part of the Empire of Stars, and is filled with old Imperial roads. They use these roads for travel where they can, but many of them have worn away or were destroyed in the catastrophic event the elves call Terminar. The desert is also home to the Scath and many other creatures, mostly hostile. The humans have built many fortresses in the desert. Windstone is one of these. They say that it is constructed within a narrow canyon, with defenses tunneled into the canyon's walls, and a temple to their goddess of war, Ziria, at the canyon's end. They claim that the fortress is completely impregnable. I have heard a tale or two in my... Our human friends claim to be descended from citizens of the Empire of Stars. Their ancestors built great cities and fortresses whose ruins can be found all across the desert. The elves, however, believe that the humans now inhabiting the desert come from Lascanza in the north. They say that the Empire of Stars was utterly destroyed in the Terminar, which the humans call the War of Legions. The elves tell me that this is a deceptive name, and that the Empire's legions had nothing to do with Terminar. I cannot say for certain. Neither I nor any of my mother's mothers were there to see it.